Hey guys, I am going to do a book review for you today. I'm actually going to do two books. I'm going to do Collapse by Jared Diamond, which I am actually currently in the middle of, but it's that good that I want to, you know, talk about it. And I'm also going to do one that I read about a year ago, which is, I forgot, hold on. Guns, Germs, and Steel. Here you go. I have it right here. I read this book for a book report in a American food history class that I took last year. Yeah, I think that Jared Diamond is amazing. I really do. A couple things that I want to talk about is, for one, I've noticed that so far all of his books work hand in hand together. I've only read two, but I've also kind of read like a synopsis, some summaries of The Third Chimpanzee, which is another one of his books. And they kind of all talk about the same thing, which is the, what you call, the fate of societies, why they have failed in the past, what we can do to prevent that from happening to us. The first one in general is actually kind of cool. Guns, Germs, and Steel, that one is about how geographics in general and just, the landscape, how fertile the soil is, stuff like that will determine whether or not a society will succeed or fail, just whether or not they can make a living on the land. And the one that I'm reading right now is very similar. It's kind of set up in a different way, though. It's more of a sense of where we, as a society, were like how we're gonna be in about 300 years or so. The book is pretty much predicting that we will collapse, and it's kind of like a warning in a way, but very subtle, just saying, we should be keeping in mind of how other societies before us have failed and what has happened, to them. And basically, it's talking about its resources for the most part. I mean, yeah, 200 years ago, most of the time it was water, a drought, something of that sort, something that Mother Nature did and we did not have any, say in it. But it's kind of the same thing. Like, they're saying that, hey, if we don't, keep in mind our resources, if we don't look into, maximizing our energy, our water, making sure that we're self-sustainable, we're going to run into the same problem. But, 20K12 and, well, maybe not now, but, 10, 20, 30 years from now, it could get bad. We could start having, some issues. And basically, yeah, that's what the second book is about. And the third one, I'm guessing is probably going to be something similar. It's The Third Chimpanzee, which I believe is us, and how we fail. And I'm thinking that one's gonna be more sociological, more like, how we interact with each other in society, not, geographical things. Like, I think it's gonna be more of how we treat our neighbor, sort of thing. But all three books are really good. What I really like about it is, so far, I've noticed that the first two you can actually watch, movies. Well, there's like a short documentary, just kind of touch basing on it. I don't think it's exactly supposed to, be for the book, but it's a great help. You can get them on YouTube. Actually, I'll probably just post them in the description so you guys can see it. But yeah, I really like that. I think it's great. Leave me comments so I can talk to you guys about it. If you've read The Third Chimpanzee, I would love to discuss it with you to see how it is. Yeah, I would love to discuss more about it. If you have any books in general that you think would be great for history nuts, or just people who are interested in sociology or want a good summer read, you know, let me know. I've gotten through this pretty fast, so I'm gonna need something else eventually. Yeah, I plan to do more videos. As of right now, I don't have many topics since I'm kind of touch basing on school. Maybe I'll do something related to student life, college life, the economy, and how, that all plays in together in how our generation will react to this sort of thing. You know, the biggest debt right now is student debt, so maybe we'll talk about that next. Yeah, so leave me comments again. Subscribe also. And if you have any ideas of what you would like me to talk about, also just go ahead and leave me a comment, another book. I don't mind reading, so I can do another book as well. I don't want to give you too much on these two just because I don't want to spoil it for you, but, I think this is a good start. It's very interesting. It's pretty good for history, so... Yeah, and anybody can definitely read it, like I mentioned earlier, it's great for history nuts, as well as just the average Joe. I mean, if you are a student and you need a book for class that's kind of like a mixture of like food science and sociology and, like all kinds of weird things like history and stuff, it's good for all of them, so it's not difficult to read. There's a lot online also if you need, some summaries and whatnot, so. And another thing I wanted to say was what's great about this book, I know this is getting kind of long, but what's great about this book is it's actually cut up into these different chapters that they talk about different things. Like, it's not like a one long story all about, the tribe in, South Africa or something. It's literally like, different civilizations all over the world. He talks about different ones. It's in both books. It's how it's set up. So both of the books are set up that way. So you're looking at maybe like 50 pages or so talking about one civilization, one tribe, or, something of that sort, and what their struggles were, how they overcame them or didn't, and, died. And, how, what they did. So it's not 600 pages on one tribe. It's definitely diverse enough where you won't get bored. So that's always helpful. As for myself, I can't read about one thing for that long. So, especially about something like that, if you don't have much background in history or you're just not, very good with that sort of thing, then it's great that it changes it up every so often. There's pictures. Everybody loves pictures. Yeah, so that's the most of it. I could talk more and more and more and more, but at the same time, I want you to go out and grab it. It's hardcover. It's kind of heavy, both of them. They're a little on the pricey side, but I think that it's definitely something good to have, good reference also. It's a great reference, a jumping start to all other types of history and sociology topics, so, yeah. I think that's it. Guys. Yeah, so I'm gonna let you go. And if you have any questions or concerns or feedback or how to make this better, if my face is too close, my speaker really sucks, my mic, it's not very good, so I want to make sure you can hear me. Yeah. Let me know. Bye, guys.